TestUp.io, the easiest test automation tool on the web. Desktop tests, creating a test for Linux. Hello and welcome to this next video of our tutorial series for TestUp.io, the easiest test automation tool on the web. So as you've seen previously, you've seen how easy it is to create tests that basically test our application by itself. This is how we ensure that we don't have any bugs in our releases. But we've only taken a look at browser tests to see how we can automate specific web pages. But what if you want to do something a little bit more complex? Maybe you want to extract some data from a web application into an Excel file and then do something with it, or maybe you have your own custom-made application. For this scenario, we're going to create a new test and naming this desktop test. This means that we want to actually automate a desktop. We have the choices between Linux and Windows. Now, if you're familiar with both operating systems, you know what you can do within it. So if you have an application specifically for Windows, you can basically run it on Windows, install it, and test your custom-made application with our software. In our case, I'm going to select Linux because I like Linux very much, and I'm going to hit directly the Edit button. I could change the resolutions and the other settings, but for our test, this is not really necessary nor required. What you see here is then a full desktop for Linux with the icons of the installed applications and the applications and the start menu bar. So the first thing I want to do is I want to start a Firefox application, and I do this by double clicking on the icon, and I would do it exactly like I would do it on any other desktop. So I double click on it. The system is going to register this as a double click. Next up, I want to wait until this application is actually fully loaded. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a check on this field, because when this field is loaded, I know that the Firefox is fully loaded on this screen. I could now basically enter here a web application or a website that I want to navigate to, but I said I want to basically copy something from Excel from an application into Excel. So I'm going to hit the Start menu button. So I check on the applications and I'm going to click on it. And I believe on this machine we don't have Excel installed, but LibreOffice. So let's take LibreOffice Excel, and it is, I think, the calculator. So let's open the calculator. Next up, as it takes again a little bit of time to load this, I want to make sure that this is loaded. So I start again off by hitting a check on this specific area, because if he sees this, then he's going to continue. Now you can easily see how easy it is to switch between applications, and I'm going to go back on Firefox, play it, and I'm going to hit here on the search bar, play it. And once this is open, so let's check for this, play it, then I'm going to enter TestUp.io. Very original for me, always opening my own application. So let's open TestUp.io, wait for it to be loaded, and then let's hit the Help Center. Let's go to the Help Center, let's check out what's in there. And let's go to our documentation, excellent documentation that my colleague has created. Now, in this scenario, I actually want to copy the text down here. So I'm going to create an anchor area surrounding that text, and I'm going to drag and drop. So this is creating a swipe in order to mark a specific text. Let's see if I've done this correctly. Swipe is performed correctly. I'm going to end the swipe by doing a check. And now I'm going to use a copy-paste function. So I'm going to copy this text, and then I'm going to switch back into our Excel file. Now that I'm in the Excel file, I'm going to start again by performing a check to see if it is loaded, the Excel file, and I'm going to paste the text. And hit the automatic and hit the OK button. I have no idea what's going to happen now. Okay, it has entered now the text in here in some weird formatting. But for our purposes, I would say this was a success. We have now copied some text from a website and entered it directly into an Excel file. You can easily see how you could apply this to any application that you would use. Now, obviously this is not ideally a tool for web scraping, but you could use it for such because you can automate any process, task or test. So let's end this with a check. So we've basically copied the text from a website, put it into an Excel file, you can easily see how it is to fully populate this Excel file now. Now I'm going to hit the Done button, and again I'm going to end this video by hitting the Play button and checking if my desktop test is now fully working. You've now seen how to automate a test for a Linux desktop. It is very analogous if you want to do it for a Microsoft Windows test, so you could automate Windows 10 with any application that you would want. When it comes to custom applications, if you've really developed your own application, please contact us via an onboarding session or by booking a session with us or contacting us via any of the contact channels that you see. And talk to us to see how we can set this up, because we would have to install your application on a virtual device that we would then make available to you, so that when you start your test automation, you can directly start your program as well. In this case, we have passed the test, so let's take a look at it to see what it has done. Let's scroll for it. It opens Firefox, it goes to Desktop. It has opened as well an Excel file, it goes to documentation, it copies this text, it pastes this text in the box, and now we have finished our test, and how it works, which is the text that we've copied from here, is entered into our Excel file. With this being said and done, we've now automated successfully a test that also performs a copy and paste functionality with multiple applications open for Linux. Works just the same for Windows. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. This was a video tutorial for TestUp.io, the easiest test automation tool on the web. Thanks for watching. Take a look at our other videos to learn more about TestUp.